Hey guys, it's Flarity here. It's been a while. Probably 2 months or maybe a month. I've lost count. As you see, setup's kind of different right now. I'm trying to get used to wearing makeup. Trying, being the word here. So I don't know if I look that great. I also went on a walk with my dog, and all of that. Now the reason I'm doing this kind of video is it has been a while since I've done a fanfiction review. Sorry, I'm on my bed, so I'm trying to get comfortable in the right position. Hard to do that. So let me just pull the website. I really miss doing the Google Live Hangout thing. I miss that because it's so much easier getting the videos out there and all that. So I'm trying to get. I'm hopping on the website right now. If you're new to my channel, by the way, before I get anything started, I got 3 stories though. But if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Flarity. I'm a fanfiction reviewer. I've done videos for all different authors for Wattpad, Quotive, and as well as working on fanfiction.net, which are the main 3 sites I go to and read a lot of stories. I'm an avid reader. I'm always encouraging people to do creative writing. I highly recommend doing it. It's very relaxing. It's also the best way to get yourself out there if you're scared. And doing these kind of writings, you don't actually have to put your real name out there. You can make it as surname just to, not give away too much about yourself, but you can want to write and share your creative expressions. I have friends who are authors as well. I know some of my author friends from Wattpad are also members of Quotive. Same for the other side. Quotive members are from Wattpad, on Wattpad and all that. So if you see these books, which I will link in the description, and also a thing I do for any authors out there that want to get their story read by me and get a review from me, that's fine. You can find me. I'll link my accounts or my pages for you to go check it out, and just send me a quick message saying, hey, I got the story. I would like you to maybe review it for me and maybe do in a video. And who knows, I'll probably be doing that. I don't do this on a daily basis. I have a irregular schedule of uploads that's been going on due to me being a part-time worker at another job. So, and this is more like a hobby. So if I don't get to you, don't think I am ignoring you or didn't like your book. I just don't have a lot of time. Especially with my current job, I don't have like a regular scheduled days I work. I can work 2 days of a week, like I did this week, or 5 days a week. It will change. But I will try to upload as much as I can. If you're new to my channel, why not hit that subscribe button? I do these videos as a way to encourage other writers out there that are scared to express themselves and not be scared of it. I'm a nice person. So let me quickly go into Quotive because there's 2 stories I want to do for this one of which just finished, and oh my gosh, it's freaking amazing. But I'm just making sure I got stories up here because there's added and then sorting by, I always go by the latest update. I always check to make sure if anything got changed. And it's a good thing I did because I know another story here I haven't gotten to yet had been updated, so I need to find that one. Let me quickly open in a separate link. And then and then one of the other books is still in the process of being worked on, which is fine. I think the last time it was updated was 6 days ago, and it's also still really good. I just really want to talk about it so badly. I'm meaning to remember to ask this person. There's another book I just remembered which one I wanted to do. let me quickly message the author though. I always contact the authors first and ask permission, because I do that a lot, and there are some that are, majority are willing to want me to share their stories out there in the world, and then there are some, which I respect, that don't feel comfortable with it. They don't want copyrights, because that's, I know something on Wattpad's been going on with that. A lot of people copying others' ideas, which is a big no-no in my book. So let me just, sorry, I had to focus on one thing or the other. ADD, isn't that fun? But I mostly just tell them is, hi there, I'm a YouTuber who does fanfiction reviews, which you guys know I do majority on my channel. Because this one story is for a series I haven't personally experienced, but I think it's kind of hooked me in to the actual series itself. I'm now kind of really liking it, like songs as well. This animation is fascinating, so this one story inspired me to actually get into that series, so that's why I kind of want to review it, because I'm so glad I got to see it. Okay. This is just a formality I do, you know, because this book was really, really well written. And I know this book's also on Wattpad, so once I get an okay at the least, I will do a video review. I don't want to do it now because I don't know how long it'll take for them to get back to me. Because the last two, I was able to get it like yesterday, so those are for sure yes. And every video I do for this, will always be sure to let authors know, as well as the people I have asked. I will link it to them either through a comment of their book, a message to them on their profile, and I always put links in the description so you guys can also check out the story, because these stories are really, really well written. It's amazing, because I'm kind of a picky reader at times. The majority of the stories I read are mostly centered on romance. I don't know why, but it's just fascinating how people view the romance, like how the story plays out in a romantic setting. It's very fascinating, you know? But anyway, so now let me go to the other story really quickly. It's so weird. I mostly do these stories or read these stories via my cell phone, so it's really odd for me to look at it on my computer. I know that's weird, but it's true. It's true. Did I get the second? Make sure I got both links. Okay. Okay. Never mind. I got them both. Okay. So the one I also want to do was because I'm trying to remember who I messaged and who I haven't. Also, I've been telling you guys I've been working on the list. I'm still getting to it. Like I said, my work schedule's kind of been interfering with it. I did get through, so far, I've gotten through my fanfiction.net stories, although I do know I added some more lately, so that could change. But like I said, I am trying to get to it. It's just been a little bit more of a struggle trying to. Boy. You know what? I'm not sure if I have to do this one, but I hope I do. So I'm gonna do it now, because the ending was fascinating, you know? So I got my 3 stories I want to do. I do 3 stories. I used to do like 5, but that video went on to like an hour, and on my phone, I don't know if my phone can handle that long period of time, so I'm sticking to 3. It might be something. I don't know. But let me get started. So the first book, I need to make sure I get to the cover correctly. Oops, I'm still stuck on the other one. Oh my lord, computer, work with me please. Yeah. I also like the ending of the story. I'm sorry, it's so cute. I'm not going to do spoilers for you guys, because that's just rude. But I'll give you my general overall opinion. So, first story here is called Moonlight. Now, I don't know if you guys know the anime or if you're not familiar with the anime, but it's Kimetsu no Yaiba, or Demon Slayer. I can give it, I'll do another video about that. But this is following that story. Well, it's using the story, it's written by Mocha. I love that name. It's taking this style of anime and following the storyline of, or basic plot line of Beauty and the Beast. So it's Kimetsu no Yaiba and Beauty and the Beast together, which is, it's something I'm scared of at times, because authors, which is fine for some people, for me though, authors tend to go a little overboard and forget the main following plot line if it's saying that it's kind of following the line or story formation of Beauty and the Beast, which is a classic for me. It's one of my favorite stories. Sorry if I hit my mic. So I'm very nitpicky on it. This story, though, by Mocha, was perfectly executed. I loved it. So this story, let me pull up the summary real quick. So this story is mostly a Michikatsu or Kakushibo X-reader, so if you're not into that, I'm normally not, but I made an exception for this because the storyline is amazingly well written. It is so bright. So bright. But you are the eldest child of the Kamado family, and you've always been and had lived a peaceful life in your village. In Japan, that's surrounded by your wonderful family and friends. But when your father goes missing, you realize your peaceful life was actually going to turn upside down. So, as I said, it's heavily inspired by Beauty and the Beast. And this just being published only like 9 months ago is amazing. I mean, there's like already 73,000 people who have read the story. And page-wise, there's about 276 pages, adding in the fact there's the epilogue and a 2000 special, which, congrats. But yeah, so like I said, this story is heavily inspired from the story of Beauty and the Beast. Oh, and oh my gosh. Like, usually in the beginning I'm like, oh boy, they're just following a basic plotline. I love how she turned it around a little bit, you know? Oh my lord. And the artwork that she used for each chapter is, I love that. I love that about stories. I felt like I was really a part of the story, you know? Because not only are we following the story of Beauty and the Beast, but we're putting it in a time period of like ancient Japan, or old time Japan, where she's the main protagonist, or more female protagonist. She has the personality kind of like Belle, but not fully. She's not like, oh, I love literature and all that. I'm always dreaming of that stuff. She's not really considered the odd one out, like unlike Belle. She's the sweetheart in the village, you know. She cares for her family. She does everything for her family, and she's willing to risk her life for her father who got missing. And Mocha does a really well creative job with imagery as well, because holy smokes, she even went so far as to give more of a backstory of the main male protagonist, the beast himself, Michikatsu. And instead of like having an enchantress, which we all know is part of the main antagonist, was in the Beauty and the Beast, they made it for me as Mizu, as well as Doma, which is amazing because, like, wow, Mocha, you really made me speechless. You're gonna make me want to reread it again, which I probably will later today, looking back on it. But oh my gosh, definitely you really gotta check this book out by yourself. It's so hard not wanting to say anything more about into the story, but I will say, while she was in the process of working this book and all, I was just like, oh my god, what's gonna happen next? Please hurry and let me know what happens next. I was amazed. And also important, in this story, the prince himself, you know, how would I say this? He didn't seem like he was that much full of himself, but he was kind of, but not based on his looks. It was based on his pride, you know? And also, really good way of including Yorichi in this as well. Because, like, I almost at times thought Yorichi was going to get with the main female character at times, but it was interesting. But, really well written, Mocha. Really well written. Also, if you hear a car alarm going off back there, I apologize. Freaking car alarms, I swear. Are they okay over there? Anyway, so go check out Moonlight by Mocha. Especially this is really good if you're big fans of the Kimetsu no Yaiba. I haven't seen the anime, but this makes me really actually want to see the anime. It's also got me to want to listen to the opening song, and I've now downloaded that on my phone. Just thought I'd put that in there for this one, but definitely go check this out. Highly recommend. So, got that one. Trying to make sure I get the right setting here. So, I'm also trying to make sure I'm copying and pasting some of these so that way I don't forget the links and the author and all that. It's okay. Computer just wanting to mess with me right now. Nope, okay, well I can't do that button. Also, my computer had a restart lately, so there's that. Not now. This computer, I swear. This thing. I'll make sure it gets into here later afterwards. Okay, let's just get on to this next story. As I said, the story has not been completed yet, but it's being a work in progress. But I love the slow pacedness of the story. Normally, it's an annoying thing for me. Well, I like certain pace romance stories, but if it's like so slow, like it takes well over like 1,000 pages, which luckily I haven't seen that happen. Then I'm like, okay, well, this is a little too slow. This one has just the right amount because not only does it go kind of following into the main story in a way, but it's from a different perspectives, as well as it's a OCX name reader, so it's you. So again, not always my favorite, but this one I make an exception because it's really well written. So this story is called The Sun and the Moon, a Kyojuro Rengoku. Again, this is another Kimetsu no Yaiba. I feel like this is just going to be one of my reviewing things. The next one, I swear, is not a Kimetsu no Yaiba. I promise. But this one is written by SkiesStars. I'm hoping I'm saying their name right. But it's written by SkiesStars. And holy smokes. I love it. I love it. This author does an amazing job of getting into the backstories of characters. So this story is it's actually, in Kimetsu no Yaiba, you're following mostly Yoriichi, Inosuke, and all them other characters. I can't remember the name off the back of my head, but Yoriichi usually is the main character here. In this story, it's actually Kyojuro, and you're learning more about him as he gets older. So, like, first start, he's a child, with his mom and dad and sibling and all that. But, oh wow. And you get to see how he starts to mature over the years with this female protagonist. So here's just the basic thing here. So this story is where for decades your family has served the Rengoku family. Even you're sacrificing your lives for the Rengoku family. And no matter what happens in the Rengoku's lives, you're sacrificing yourself was the utmost. Okay, let me backphrase this. No matter what happens, the Rengoku's lives were the utmost priority for you guys. And you as the female protagonist here are no exception. Your character is brought up with a harsh, disciplined, and rule-obeying setting, basically, or household. Your character has grown up to be stern, solemn, and just hard as stone. No emotion. You're trained to have no emotion. You didn't get to play with dolls as a kid. You didn't get to play really anything. You're just taught to train, obey, and do as you're told, basically. And to not show expression, or that could be considered as a weakness. You basically are an emotionless doll that's made to protect. But when you're assigned to this young family, to the family boy, Kyojuro, you start to see that your dark void starts to become filled with light and love. You're starting to learn how to play or how to express yourself, that you don't have to be emotionless and stern all the time. You can learn to be having fun while also still protecting, but also learn to have others protect you, not to sacrifice yourself, and think, oh, I did my job and all that. No. Love for me, love is like doing what's right or doing something for someone you care about instead of it being for like a set duty or, common thing of like, oh, I'll sacrifice Marie because that's my job. It's not a job, it's because you love somebody. This story, man, it got me in the feels a lot. Oh my gosh, Stars, you are amazing. Like I said, I don't normally like slow-paced stories, but since I don't know much about Kimetsu no Yaiba, nor do I know a lot about the Kyojuro family, it's, I mean, I know kind of in the anime what happens to Kyojuro himself, but, wow. You really put a lot of emotion to the story, and I am so freaking impressed. Ah! It's like, I think I'm at the part where they're older and starting to recognize their feelings. I think that's where I'm at right now, but oh my god, it's like, having read the story, I'm like, okay, I kind of feel like I know what's gonna happen, but you just turn the story to another whole 80, and I'm like, okay, maybe I don't. I'm so impressed. I am so amazed. I think they're also kind of following the anime and the manga mostly. To my knowledge, after I've read a few chapters of the mangas and all, especially when it came to this part here, I was like, okay, so it's kind of following the manga, but if you exclude the OC character, like the reader character, and you got Kyojuro's personality spot on. I'm like, wow. And if you guys want to know, this story is already at 220 pages, which means there's about 20 chapters so far. I could be wrong. Yeah, no, it's 25 right now, currently. It's at 25 right now. And already, like, this was, again, also published, like, 8 months ago. And last update was 6 days ago. This story is already at 75,000 people have read it. It's amazing. And 1,662 people already love it, including me. I highly recommend this book. I really do. I really freaking do. SkiesStars and Mocha, you two are amazing writers, and I cannot wait to see what else you guys make. I am so impressed. Huh. Anyway, alright, so now we're going to be on to our last book, which is one that's actually not a Kimetsu no Yaiba story. This is actually going into, like, the comics, or video games, really, of Batman series. This story, OMG. This story was written by Erin. Holy smokes. Oh my god. Be warned, you might need to be over the age of 18 to kind of get this, because there are some mature themes in this story. I thought I'd let you guys know. So if you've heard, I don't know if I've already done a review on this one. I can't recall if I have. I probably haven't. But if I have, let me know. But this story is called The Shy and the Crazy. It's based on the Arkham Asylum series of Batman. And it's written by a person named Erin. Make sure I'm saying the names right. Yeah, it's Erin. Also, Erin, I apologize. I didn't even follow you yet. I meant to follow you. I forgot. This story, OMG. Erin, you put a lot of thought into this freaking book. So, this story, it's already almost at 100,000 people who've read it. So this story, we're following the story. We're following the main character, Dr. Isel Reinhardt, who is coming. How do I say this right? Sorry, I had to reread something here. Oh, this is like a... So, Dr. Isel Reinhardt is working at Arkham. I'm trying to... It's been a little while, so... Yeah. So, Zell Reinhardt is a new doctor at the Arkham Asylum. And this is, if you don't know where the Arkham Asylum is, it's where the Scarecrow, aka Dr. Jonathan Crane, works. Jonathan Crane is someone who's obsessed with knowing about fear or studying about it, like different phobias. And so he doesn't really kind of understand or doesn't really know what to think of this new doctor, Zell Reinhardt. Basically, he doesn't have a really best impression, but does think that Zell is different than every other woman he's seen. Zell, when I was reading, her character throughout the whole story starts to change, and holy smokes, does she go through a lot of tragedies and abuse and all that. This girl who starts off being very shy, nervous, has some confidence, just becomes a hardcore, basically kind of like a hero, you know. I'm just like, wow, she has just gone through hell and back. Just, you know, all of this mostly because she does know the police as well. I don't recall if she ever went to work with them or something, but I do know she had a friend in the PD. I can't remember full on. Again, it's been a little while since I've read the story again, but the first impression Zell gets from Jonathan Crane is that he's pretty much a jerk, you know. It's like the moment she brought up that she's wanting to become a doctor, he shoots it down. And we all know this. That's what Jonathan Crane does best. He cares mostly about himself and his goals and likes to put other people down. He's not what I call, I don't think he'd be a sociopath. Psychopath, we'll think about that later. But as we also know that Jonathan Crane, if I'm correct when I was thinking about it, it's kind of two-sided. He's kind of like Harvey Dent in a way, but internally. On one side, you got Jonathan, you know, the smart doctor, who's kind of manipulative, and cares mostly about himself. And then you got Scarecrow, who is psychotic, you know, and loves scaring people or getting his way. And it's you can also see it's like a Jekyll and Hyde, you know? Does anybody else get that feeling? Or is that just me? I don't know. Anyway, basic line is Zell thinks he's a jerk. Especially when he gave her a tour on her first day, you know. I mean, you get used to it. But anyway, this story was so well written. It literally left me on the edge of my seat waiting for the next chapter to come in. And I gotta say, Erin, I don't know how I felt about the ending. But again, there's only so much you can do for this character. It's hard as an author when you're planning out an ending. You know, you have one side here, the audience expects one thing, but in your mind you expected something completely different. And it's hard to kind of plan at the ending that's acceptable for both sides. You know, because starting from the beginning, usually you have something planned out, you know, especially the endings. Like, oh, I know what I want for the ending. You know, I planned it. It'll be set in stone. And I know there's authors that had that mindset, and then it changes based on how the audience is reacted, you know, and how they keep asking, you know, update and all that, which is normal, but, you know, how they feel the story will go. In some ways, that's a good criticism here, or good opinions that the author can take in and maybe fiddle with the story a little bit to make it more just light by the audience. You know, it gives them. And I know there's some stories where they actually have two different endings. I don't mind that, but kind of weird for me. It's kind of like a do-over. Anyway, I highly recommend, if you're a big Batman or the Arkham Knights fans, this story is pretty good. It doesn't have Batman in a lot, but he is in there. And it does follow the gameplay of Arkham Knight. I also like how Arkham Knight's actually getting some lines in this freaking story. It's interesting. Anyway, I think that's all for today. Those are the main 3 stories. Again, you gotta check out Erin's book, The Shy and the Crazy, Mocha's book, Moonlight, and SkiesStars, The Sun and the Moon, Kyojuro romance story. Again, I will link them in the description box. I'll also leave links to their profiles for you to check out other stories that they've written. I highly recommend. They're really good artists. Or good, not artists, writers. Oh my god. It's been a crazy week for me. Also, like I said, if you're new to this channel, hit subscribe. I do these fanfiction reviews. If you're an author and you're wanting me to review your fanfiction, leave me a comment below or find me on these links on quoteoffanfiction.net and Wattpad. I'll link mine below as well. And I hope you guys enjoy your day and stay safe. Happy early spring break for you guys, because I don't get one. And also, happy early St. Patrick's Day. Don't pinch anybody, please. Alright, your girl Flarity here's out.